Well, Jorby, do you think that they'll be able to pick up a dub here, or how are you feeling?
I'm feeling the anti-Jamesbot right now. Less anti-James and more pro eUnited. I've actually really liked how eUnited have looked, even in their losses. Uh, regardless of how they performed against Rogue, I think that Tristan has slotted in quite nicely. Wonder Mike continues to impress. And I'll just repeat what Turtle says all the time, James, which is Ajax is the key. If Ajax is playing well, that's when eUnited
Wait,
tend to play great. But that's what happens
wait,
when I
wait,
pick
wait,
a
wait,
team.
wait.
Yeah,
When did this happen?
I don't know.
Roldiz?
Oh,
What's Roldiz doing in there?
the Diz.
Did anyone
Okay.
tell? Wait, no one told
I didn't
me.
see anything.
What?
I blame.
I blame
the
Dazarin.
host.
He
I
was
blame the
playing.
host.
He was playing League of Legends with Roldiz yesterday, and he didn't tell us that Roldiz was playing today.
Yeah, there's no way that Roldiz didn't say to Daz last night, I'm going to be playing our BTS match
Dazarin had to
tomorrow.
have known. Yeah, he
He
had.
definitely did.
He's nodding his head. Okay, well, I'm changing.
I'd say I'm upset, but he was honest. So now I'm just like, well, okay. At least
is
he
not-
admitted it.
This is nothing against Roldiz.
No, not at all. It's just we didn't know.
No.
And,
Wonder Mike.
one-
Oh,
It's great.
tying things up. And this is going to be really interesting. We've seen a lot of subs this tournament.
It was, wait, who else? Oh, Chrome. Who
Corrupted
else?
G.
Oh, yeah, Corrupted G was in. Wow, all the coaches playing.
Yeah, 3 in.
Wait, did Verge play for Dignitas in EU? I didn't get a chance to catch Europe.
That would be interesting. I don't know. if
Wouldn't
he's
that
the
be
sub.
something?
I don't think he's the sub.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. They have someone else. I can't remember without looking at it, but either way, that's Europe. This is Soniqs and eUnited, not Europe. And on our not Europe matches today, James, it's been pretty good. I think this one's going to be what we've seen so far. Like not a ton of dominance one way or the other, which makes sense. I definitely grade these two teams.
Not
in
a
the
ton of
same tier.
dominus? Yeah, I don't think there's a single dominus out there.
No, 0 dominances. Octane 1. We're gonna keep
I
looking.
think they're
Ready?
all
Every time we switch.
octanes.
Octane 2, 3, 4. Octane 5.
This is an octane lobby.
When's the last time that happened?
I don't know. 2015, 16?
No one in this lobby has seen the truth that is the Fennec, and that's okay.
No
But
love for the dominus.
I mean, can you blame them? Look, James,
Not
I played with the Dominus for many years.
I
There's a
have trouble trusting them, Jorby.
I've retired that Dominus for a reason, James. That car is great. You wield great power in the Dominus. However, if you do not respect that power, it will, well, you'll lose all your challenges.
Yeah, honestly, unless it's like Justin or AJ in the Dominus, I'm immediately suspicious if I go into ranked and my teammate is a Dominus. That has nothing to do.
Super sus.
Like I'm already worried.
You don't trust a single challenge, and you just play the dunk every time.
If they have
It's
a
hard, you
Fennec, I
just
know
get
there's.
dunked.
Yeah, if they have a Fennec Jorby, I know they're gonna try hard. They're best.
Exactly. Everyone knows that you play best in a Fennec, and Octanes are for people who think they play fast but don't. That's been my personal experience anyway, though. You tell me if I'm wrong. This has been,
Oh my goodness, J-Ruz back pass. I thought, oh, that touch from T. Corral was so good. This touch from T. Corral was so good. Look at this. There's a back pass from J-Ruz unintentionally, but look at that touch. He like pinched it a very little bit against the wall and set that up on the goal line. You can't save that.
That's truly a Midas touching moment, because like that was a terrible ball, like for him to grab. Like he turned that into a manageable opportunity, and like that initial hit was not. I can't believe it was intended for T. Corral. I think he was trying to shoot the ball, but just T. Corral's ability, man, it's crazy.
It was like a perfect bunt down the third base line.
Oh, well, I heard that that's not very good. I can't remember where we had that conversation before. I know it was on a broadcast somewhere, but Soniqs, punish a pretty poor touch there from Wonder Mike. Wonder Mike doesn't make bad touches like that. Don't know why that happened. I'm gonna remove it from my memory.
And Roldiz is actually slotting pretty well, quite nicely.
Yeah.
Roldiz, I was saying I wanted to change my pick, but maybe that was a little too early. eUnited,
Wow, you're right on top of it.
They're they're looking pretty good. Or not eUnited. eUnited's not looking that great. Soniqs is looking pretty good. eUnited is struggling a bit.
I didn't want to let you hang on that one, James. I was gonna come in and help you out, but you got your way around that.
Dude, I've got some game audio coming from somewhere that's completely, I don't know where it's coming from. I need to turn it off.
Oh, James is growing a second pair of ears as the match evolves. And ooh, what a bump! Well, that's a great bump on defense, and nice little passes, and then you get demoed. Nice, J. Russ. That's the real way to dig salt into the wound. I like your cute little passing play in midfield. You're dead. That's why demos are so tilting, James. It's just
the demos are tilting. Look at it. Look at these.
So
the death, the destruction.
But
J. Russ.
so
Oh my goodness, J. Russ.
What was that?
Roldiz gets a hat trick off cleaning up this beautiful play from J. Russ.
Oh,
look at that catch.
Oh, that was clean, dude. You know, when J. Russ first started playing on Soniqs, and he wasn't really he was trying for stuff like that. Like he'd go for the quick flip resets because he never felt like he had a lot of space. But like he's clearly got so much more confidence now to pull stuff like that off, like to hold the flip reset, but then get the catch too. Like you got to start rolling under a little earlier than normal. Like falling behind the ball is a little easier on those flip reset opportunities. But J. Russ, man.
You ever seen the Mighty Ducks?
Of course, multiple times.
You know when they're training by their finesse touch by catching the eggs on their sticks.
Yes.
You know.
Yep.
That's exactly what it reminded me of when J. Russ caught that ball.
Ooh, you know, same for T. Carell, actually. That hard ball that he caught, and like the third base bunt analogy that you use.
Yeah, it's finesse.
Very finesse. Good
and
game.
Jorby, I was just gonna say, like this, you know, you're going up against, or the Soniqs are they have Roldiz there instead of Shock, and that didn't slow him down. Roldiz, he was cleaning up a lot of those goals that were being set up by J. Russ and T. Carell. This is what?
Hi, James. I just wanted to wave at you while you were talking at me. You know, I didn't expect to be here on the screen for all of you, but here I am. And
wait,
James, you're in my
why
ears,
are you
and
full
you're in my
screen
heart
right now?
I don't know. But here we are.
Why are you full screen right now? What is
So you were
going
talking
on?
about finesse or something or another. You know, this feels super professional. Like I feel, you know, hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BTS Jorby Rocket League Edition. Like, you know, Jorby,
this is your new podcast you were talking about. This is your new podcast. Intro it. What's the name of the Jorby podcast?
Welcome back. This is the Talkback Reborn. And I'll come up with a different name later. We're working on a title, but our very first guest is the esteemed, established, and decorated Jamesbot James.
Thank you. I'm joining you on audio as we roll into the next game. In this podcast, we're gonna be talking about Game 2, which is already starting off with a bang. J. Russ and the Soniqs are pummeling eUnited. This is getting ugly.
Look who it is, James. You see Roldiz up there? Guess what he just got done doing? Straight up boxing. Straight up boxing the guy out of the net. Get out of here. And Roldiz set up the pass too. He's doing everything. He got the hattie in game 1. He's got the assist in game 2, and he's almost own goaling in game 2 as well. I really wanted that own goal.
A lot of NFL decals.
I respect it.
A lot of NFL decals.
We got Chiefs. We got Saints.
The Browns.
They're actually good this season.
Are they? I was getting ready to ask. And look at, I think, is Ajax using? No, Ajax. What's he? I can't see which one he's using. Look at that pinch pass, though. That was unfortunate.
That was nice.
That was nice for eUnited, but that was not very nice for the Soniqs.
Definitely quite rude for the Soniqs, in fact. Oh, man. I don't know. But, yeah, I was going back to what I was thinking about earlier, James. Yeah, the Browns are good this season. They got a good defense. It's pretty good. Makes me mad, though. I'm a Steelers fan, so we suck. But anyways,
man, I'm from
Soniqs, eUnited.
Michigan. Detroit Lions are my team.
They were good before, you know,
Yeah.
for a couple seasons.
Thanks.
That's okay. Maybe one day players will stop retiring from the Detroit Lions, but until then, it's a
We do
retirement
our
city.
best. We do our best. Sometimes it's not enough.
For both Soniqs and eUnited, there has not been enough, but they've been trying their best. Roldiz got that one, and James. Oh man, I like the Roldiz slot in here, and he's just popping off. He's just behind the ball at the perfect time.
Yeah, he's scored, and this is something that Roldiz really did used to do. He was on eUnited, if you remember. He was on that eUnited squad that made it to the World Championships despite all predictions. It was a much different team at the time. Only Ajax remains on eUnited from that team. Ooh. And a response goal now for Wonder Mike. So eUnited, they're keeping it close. So they're showing some signs of life, but it has been a struggle for them so far.
Yeah, well, that's what Soniqs get for respecting the initial touch, which never came from Tristan. Tristan went up for that, acting like he was going to push it against the backboard. And then he just let it fall in front of him, forcing the defender to use all of his boost to chase the ball down to the net. It looks silly, but Tristan leaves a lot of those balls in the air. He's more prone than most are to going for the intentional air fakes. Or wow. Why was nobody from Soniqs up for this?
Well, we take a look at the replay. That was a great setup pass, though. I mean, how do you get up for that?
That's fair.
Tristan hit that right to Wonder Mike. Wonder Mike hits Ajax on the run. You're not going to read that pass. That pass from Wonder Mike, it was infield with pace. It was a perfect pass. And Wonder Mike, credit to him, he's been doing that a lot lately. You're not only using his mechanics to go for the goals, but those perfect passes, you can't overstate how important they are. Those are critical. When you can hit your teammate on the run with that much power, it makes it easier to shoot the ball hard. It's like when a pitcher throws you a fastball and you hit it square, it's going to go further.
Yeah, and it's funny just because a lot of the talk today has been about Rogue and how Rogue have played, but I actually think Rogue encompassed that sort of play style as J-Russ picks up the tying goal. But like they are probably the best at consistent hard passing in between each other. Like it's not just one hard pass into like a catch or a catch into a hard pass, right? No, it's hard pass, shot. And like they look so deadly high in the air too when they do it. You've seen it a couple times, like on one push or on like one touch from Soniqs or eUnited. But like if they find more touches like that in traffic, James, it's like, the better you're going to be against anybody. Nice pick from Wonder Mike.
Wonder Mike was up very quick for this. Tristan going airborne. That 50 was right out to Wonder Mike, and it was a race. It was a sprint to the ball. Wonder Mike, one of the fastest players out there, made it to the ball, and that was a very important goal. This is a high-scoring series.
Where would you rank Wonder Mike on the fastest players in North America? Just give me a number. You don't have to say anything else.
Top 12.
Top 12? Okay.
Maybe top.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
There's a lot of really fast players in North America.
There really are. It's heavily mechanical region, which is why other players, mentioning more players that aren't on the field right now, but like players like Justin and First Killer are so fun to watch, just because in a world of speedy ball chasing mechanical heads, like those two still stand out. It's pretty wild, but this has been pretty good from I'll say Soniqs. They've had a lot of good midfield presence overall, and I really can't cry at anything about like Soniqs' defense because it has just been really good pushes by eUnited, good passes. Like the slowdown idea there from Roldiz on the challenge. Don't try to like force the ball. He didn't have the initial angle on it. And that's probably the difference between Soniqs being on defense and offense here was that little like stutter step challenge from Roldiz earlier.
Yeah. Oh, and that was a great flick from Tristan. Tristan didn't need any help taking it all the way. You see him air rolling, perfectly catching that. And it was actually good that it popped off his hood. If he catches that flat, he would have to go for a flick, but that that little bounce set up the shot just right. So Tristan getting underneath that ball and keeping it close. The first touch is so important. In Rocket League, the first touch is everything. It's what sets you up. And it's just like real football, real soccer, whatever you want to call it. But that was a great example of a first touch that's going to set you up for a great
Well, it's
goal.
like it's the most obvious way to call it, right? I think that you especially have been using the term like first touch mechanics more often, and I just think that's the best way to describe it. Because it is that important.
thing.
It's important that it needs its own like phrase for a mechanic, you know?
Yeah. And you'll see it on the wall, especially, or like when a player, and breaking is something we don't really talk too much about in Rocket League. You know, you don't highlight breaking too much, but when you see players go up the wall or like they're coming up to the ball, they are so good at knowing when to slam on the brakes to get that perfect touch, that perfect ball. And Wanda Mike piling things on here for eUnited. You see Tristan going for the bump, actually, after going up in the air, getting it up for Wanda Mike to get set up.
I still can't believe you were so confident in your Soniqs pick.
Well, this is a long series. We got a best of 7.
I mean, you're a Wanda Mike fan too. I'm just saying. I was surprised.
Yeah, but they've been playing up and down to the competition recently. I want to see an eUnited team that demolishes somebody.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay. You know, I'll give you that one because they only they do this sometimes, right? Where they can blow out a team in a game, but they can't blow out a team in a match. And I would definitely agree with you. There's a bunch of teams in that A/B tier of teams that I think we feel that way about. Like I feel that way about Alpine. Like I feel like Alpine play up and down.
The Knights.
Yeah, like those are all those same teams, and it's like I'm waiting for one of them to actually start consistently beating the rest. That's the fight in the middle of NA right now.
Well, I mean, this is the perfect opportunity to do that, and really, eUnited, they're going up against a Soniqs team that isn't fielding their usual roster. Shock is subbing in right now, or Shock is being subbed in for by Roll Diz, and it's looking pretty good. They won the first game, the Soniqs did. This game, they didn't look as great. And I'm a little concerned because a lot of the goals for the Soniqs were balls that were rebounds that kind of plopped out in front of net and got cleaned up. We're not really seeing as many situations like we're seeing on eUnited where Wanda Mike is distributing the ball. They're getting the hard passes into the middle and setting up these shots that are unblockable. And I'm a bigger fan of teamwork or teamwork through passing and control of the ball, possession and pace than that 50 game hoping for rebounds. Because when you play that rebound game, Jorby, what you're really doing is trying to bank on the other team making mistakes or not being able to play defense as well as they probably should. So if a team makes those adjustments on defense and you're still trying to go for the rebound plays, it will just never work. And you have to, at one point, just try to change up the approach.
A lot of times, too, I think it's just an indicator that a team's feeling distressed on the pitch when they start just challenging and hard touching the ball. Because I do feel like a lot of teams want to play with control and with passing. There are probably one or two outlier teams you could point at and be like, no, they only like to play this way. And those are fair. But I do think that the tough part comes in that mental game, right? When you try to maintain composure. And that just means not feeling stressed, which is certainly difficult, or rather not succumbing to your stress on defense. And so whenever you see a team challenging the ball consistently or throwing themselves at it, it probably means that they aren't in the most comfortable spot because you obviously want to control the game. This is a nice little touch from Ajax. Puts it on the ground, you get the defender to bite immediately.
And that another perfect example of that first touch. That first touch from Ajax was not easy. Coming off the wall, getting a perfect setup for when he lands to take the shot. It looks easy. As a viewer, that play looked easy, but that took so much finesse to be able to put the ball exactly where you need it for that shot. And now a double commit. Somehow that worked out.
That looked wild. Ajax went for the demo, so I think that's why 2 committed on the play, because 1 realized, uh-oh, he's going for him. I need to go cover the demo real quick, and it ended up looking comical once Ajax didn't hit anyone. Tristan's looked really good in the last 2 games too, James. He and Wanda Mike have been the duo that have been connecting on a lot of these, either from a hard pass or a smart challenge. They've looked really solid together.
Yeah, Tristan, he's a player who I don't feel like he knows what stress feels like.
Yeah,
I don't
probably
think it affects him.
He didn't get that gene.
Yeah. Just from the interviews we've had with him on CRL, even on RLCS, it just seems like stress doesn't affect him. But Roldiz subbing in, he's been scoring a lot today. And this was another situation where he was in the right spot, the right time to take the shot. That wasn't an easy shot either. That was a very small window.
I think he has all but 2 of the goals. I think J-Russ has the other 2. He set J-Russ up for 1 of those, so he's close to the 100% goal participation.
That's the way he played as well when he was in the RLCS as a starter on eUnited. He would score a lot of the goals. He didn't have a ton of assists. You know, he wasn't always the most mechanically showboaty person, but he scored a lot.
Yeah, he definitely relies on his positioning to make plays for him, because he never, like, his goals, they don't wow you that much either, right? Like, he's not constantly going for doubles and things like that, but he's definitely more of that, what people think Torment's play style is kind of how Roldiz is, kind of like a mini turbo, if you will. I don't think I've ever referred to another player as a mini turbo. Yeah, I think it's the first time.
It just reminds me of Among Us, you know, when you have that mini character.
Yeah.
Turbo's playing Among Us, and then there's Roldiz right next to him.
Roldiz is tagging around with him. Ajax is the Roldiz of eUnited, by the way. I know Ajax has got baller mechanics, but he's never really in a spot to use them. And, you know, I say this in the same vein where I talk about Garrett G, James, where it's like Garrett G is capable of doing every single mechanic in the book at the speed that you want him to. The difference is Garrett doesn't need to because he has Justin on his team. And Garrett knows it's just the smarter idea to give the ball to Justin to score, right? Ajax knows that he's got 2 high-flying monsters on his team named Wonder Mike and Tristan. So Ajax doesn't need to do too much, right? Just handle your challenges, feed the ball into your 2 air carries, and, you know, laugh all the way to the back.
Yeah, I think it never hurts to throw the ball up in the air. I mean, and that's something that you had already touched on eUnited that they like to do. If they can elevate the ball, get the opportunity for your teammates to go up, maybe go for a double tap, go for a flip reset, go for an air dribble. And that's always a fun way to play. I love watching teams that like to go airborne like that, as opposed to the ones who are more defensive, more patient, ground-based passing plays. They don't like to jump, because when you jump, you know, you really limit your options. That's why a lot of times in 1v1s you see people not jumping a ton, is because you want to have the most options and be able to recover. But man, I love teams that just commit and go for it.
It's just more fun. That's why people love Rogue, right? Because when Rogue connect on that supersonic play style, there's fewer teams fun to watch in that kind of scenario. Despite the Soniqs having a couple of pushes, they've been losing this 50 game squarely. T-Corel did a good job shoveling this one out, but I'm curious if they can hold on to the ball.
Whew. That was a missile.
It was. I thought that was just a feeler shot, but that turned into a potential shot. Or potential goal. Oh, that's a good touch from, was it Ajax with that initial hard touch? Freeze T-Corel on the goal line. Ooh. Soniqs better score this. They better score on this possession.
We'll see. This is the last chance for J-Russ. Good touch. Oh no, double commit.
I'm upset.
Double commit.
That should have been, it's like, they should have scored way before that double commit. They had the goal. Everyone's hitting the crossbar so much today.
Yeah, tough break. But eUnited, they're looking good. I think, you know, just seeing what we're seeing so far, the Soniqs playing without their starting roster, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. The first game, they came out strong, but eUnited was in good amount of control that game. So this will be an interesting series to see how it pans out. Roldiz, though, you can't discredit him. He has been scoring a ton of goals, right spot, right time, but you get the feeling just watching it. If eUnited can keep this pace up, keep that ball elevated and keep playing at the pace they're playing, it's it's going to be tough for the Sonics to keep up with that speed. So eUnited, they hop out to a 2-game lead, and I guess I'll have to apologize to the eUnited account that was in Twitter or in Twitch chat earlier.
Oh, the eUnited social media account?
Yeah.
Oh, I've ripped on eUnited so many times. They're not the biggest fans of me. Like, and I've been in their camp this time.
I'm sorry, eUnited.
I apologize every time, but maybe one day we can rekindle our relationship, and I'll just predict them till the end of time. But Roll Diz, I think, James, I think the one thing that Sonics are missing is the thing we've been talking about, which is that control and the ability to possess the ball high in the air, which is something Shock does and does consistently do for Sonics. If they had him, I think it is reasonable to speculate that they would be matching Wonder Mike and Tristan in the air a lot more, but that's obviously a pain point right now.
It's going to be a really important next moment for the Sonics. They have been down and out these last 2 games. Want to see something fancy from them. Particularly...
What kind of fancy?
I want to see a T. Corral double tap.
I like those.
Where's the T. Corral double tap?
How about add a flip reset on top of it? How much will that cost me?
I think that might cost extra.
You think a flip reset costs extra?
I think if you're ordering Rocket League items off a menu, a flip reset goal is going to cost at least 20% more.
Oh, okay. Well, what if... Okay, so, like, does the combination, like, change the math on, the price? Like, is a flip reset double tap, is it worth as much as, say, like, a double ceiling, double tap off the wall? You know what I mean?
What the heck is a double ceiling?
Like a double tap.
A double
tap off the ceiling and a double tap off the wall into the net.
Now you're making me hungry.
What if you did a flip reset breezy double ceiling double tap into another flip reset pass dunk?
I don't even know what you just said. I have no idea what you just said.
Somebody work out the math for me and give me how many points I would get in Tony Hawk. Thanks, J. Russ. Ooh, that was such a smart challenge. J. Russ also popping off.
J. Russ, that was important. That pass from J. Russ was what set it all up. J. Russ hitting Roll Diz on the wall. Got a bit fortunate on the 50. You don't really draw up the play like that too much, but that's the right idea from the Sonics. Looking for those outlet passes, those outlet plays, keeping the possession. Good start from the Sonics.
I've had a pretty decent start almost every time. And, yeah, you got headhunting duty, and you scored a perfect 2 out of 2 here.
Look at that demo. You got to dodge it. You can't just sit there. What are you... What was that?
Solid, James. Just dodge the demo.
It's like, when an ostrich sticks their head in the sand to hide from a lion.
Yeah, how's that work out for them?
I think we saw how it works out. They get demoed.
Yeah, that's why I don't see many ostriches, huh?
They're getting demoed.
Getting demoed. Can you imagine a lion demoing an ostrich? What would that look like?
Dude,
someone could definitely get that.
A lion sprinting top speed, headbutts the ostrich, and it explodes.
And then he jumps and also dodges, like he flips into the demo. Oh, that's better than bears with arms coming out of their stomachs. Nice goal, Tristan. On the push from, look at this, Ajax. He doesn't have to do anything, James. I told you, it's all one to Mike and Tristan. Yeah.
That was, Tristan never gives up on the play. I love that about him. And you see it all the time. When he goes for air dribble plays as well, if the ball gets away from him, he immediately goes into air bump mode.
That's what we call a gamer's mentality, James. You playing to win. Oh, I hate when pros demo. Some random dude in Twitch chat. Don't care.
Is that what Twitch chat sounds like to you?
It's pretty much what anyone that's not me sounds like when I am doing an impression of them. Like whenever I decide to say something that you usually say with me, I'm just like, yeah, Jorby, J. Russ scores, Sonics, they tie the game.
Well, that call's certainly not going on your highlight reels, Jorby.
No, but it will go on the blooper reel.
That was a sick drop-down pass from Roll Diz, though.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Look at this.
That was nice.
Roldiz getting up there. Because if he goes right for net, it might be getting saved by Tristan. Tristan was there on the goal line.
Well, see, that's the play for Soniqs, right? Roldiz, you don't have to carry the ball. Just plant your car somewhere and then just smack the ball into him, and he'll redirect it in the correct direction. Like, you'll get that out of Roldiz. I guess the difficult part is getting the ball to him, huh?
I mean, there's many difficult parts. I think the most difficult part is winning. Or so it
hitting the
seems.
ball. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's actually really good. One of my he always went to close down the right side of this on the challenge because he knew where that ball was flowing out.
Did you see Ajax? He was like sumo wrestling on the goal line.
Yeah.
Throwing the defender to the side of the ring. Poor J-Russ. But Wonder Mike was so good on the 50-50. You look at the positioning, you look at the flip. Players are getting so good at that.
Oh, you missed. You're totally right, by the way. Especially on that push by Ajax, but I thought for sure they had another goal. Okay, that's a good 50, but oh man, Rold is playing so far off the ball. And like, I know there's a lot of times where during our LCS or whatever, James, when like we talk about the follow-up not being either like quick enough or it was like too slow, and it's like, that's kind of, whoa, J-Russ, oh. I don't remember my point anymore. I'm just sad J-Russ.
Oh, yeah, I was dazzled by that fake. J-Russ jumped up, faked out the defender, got the shot and the demo. Like it was one player left. He did a lot of work there.
It was so close. Another good push though. This is a good look for Sonic. Nice catch.
Oh,
nice
baby.
pass. Oh my gosh. Yo, J-Russ wants to win this game, Sonics. Step
He's
up.
trying. He's trying. I mean, we saw him catch the ball earlier in the series as well. Makes you want to go practice those dribble maps when you see players so good at top speed. Like one of the things that's tough to remember when you're watching these pro games is how fast the pace is. They're playing so fast. The speed is so fast. You really don't have much room to make any errors. You got to be perfect most of the time.
No chance to look at the play for long enough, and Sonics haven't had a lot of time to look at anything. eUnited have stopped every single attack. J-Russ has tried, but J-Russ
that's a good bounce.
Couldn't do enough. That's what. Put the ball down, eUnited. Why are you just giving him the chance? Look, he's going to put this in now. This is going to go in for Sonics.
No,
watch,
not.
James. Watch.
Oh.
Yo, I've been calling these lately. I'm getting way too overconfident with it.
Yeah, you've been calling these lately as you call it and it hits.
Well, no, dude,
Just
I'm
hits
telling
the
you, the
ground.
last 3 times I was literally like, yo, Turtle, watch. They're about to score the 0-second goal. And then they did all 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm 3 out of 4 for BTS, James. That's never happened in the history of my commentary.
Well, with me, you're 0-1. So
yeah, that's a good point. I'm humbled.
just say it. But the Sonics, they started out the first game pretty strong, but it really it has not looked incredibly convincing from the Sonics, from the team play aspect. We are seeing some little moments of individual effort, but we're seeing big time aggression coming out from eUnited. They're getting these bumps, they're getting these demos. The passing plays are there. eUnited just looks like the better team right now. They look like the faster team. And when I said eUnited was going to lose, I thought it was the starting lineup. So I get one for free there. That my prediction is voided. It doesn't count.
Yeah, but you only. Oh, dude, this is like the flip reset that you just don't look at. You let this drop and you turn off ball cam and hope it goes in. What a touch!
Wait, 2 people jumped up for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Wonder Mike was full intentional there on like going the change up route because he saw that, right?
Well, a lot of times when you get the flip reset, Jorby, you hold it for a second. And a lot of times you see people take it to the ground and then go for a hard shot. Wonder Mike pulled the trigger on that shot really quickly, and I think it surprised the Sonics defense.
He plays ones, man. You got to know every single trick with the tools that you use to get over some of these teams. It's just never a surprise. Oh, Wonder Mike won a tight 1v1 or 1v2 situation. Color me shocked. Phenomenal player. By the way, if anybody out there, if you don't have anything to do tomorrow, check out Wonder Mike versus Jamesbot 1v1. I'm telling you.
Is that really happening?
No. It already happened. It was smug.
Oh,
it was.
gotcha.
If you haven't seen that match, James, it was a wonderful match, dude. One of the best 1v1s I've seen in the last few months.
I'll have to check it out.
is very good. But Wonder Mike also looking good in this game. It definitely
pass.
serves his ability on eUnited.
But I was going to say, though, J-Russ has been pretty impressive. I like the solo play efforts coming out from him. But it's going to take a massive effort. That was wow, what a bounce. That pinch. That's going to, and the goal,
we got him.
Double tap from Ajax. That all resulted from that pinch off Roldiz's head that was so strong. It went cross map. But look at that. Oh, man, that was perfect from Ajax.
And he's flipped into it. Oh my gosh.
Flip reset. Backboard read.
Sorry, James. I was just wondering how he got all that power initially, because I'm like, did he really just boost square onto the ball from like the amount of height he had to drop with the little distance that he had to go? But he still had his flip.
He summoned his flip.
What an ability. Oh, that just comes down. The Sonics get lucky on that rebound, but eUnited have been lurking on those rebounds. That's been, along with being unable to get consistent midfield challenges, that's also snowballed into having to be acrobatic on their own back wall. Sonics, I'm talking about. Nice dodge on the demo. T-Corral jumped or bit a little early. That killed a better 50 angle that he would have had. It's a nice pass.
Time's running out for the Sonics, though. We're approaching that halfway point. eUnited in firm control. The Sonics, I have to see something. T-Corral has been very quiet.
Oh,
This is a
that's
chance
nice.
for T-Corral. Come on, he did it! Upper 90. That was the type of plays that are required for the Sonics to get back into the game. Beautiful passing play.
that
was
so
crazy
good.
shot.
Dude. Pros are nuts. Like, T-Corral on that initial 50, I actually thought he lost when he was in his own corner, because he was trying to pull Wonder Mike off the ball, right? But then Wonder Mike still got the 50, but that ended up working out perfectly for a transition play. So I was gonna praise eUnited for the delay on the challenge and not biting to the Sonics bait, but turns out the bait was hooked. Oh, J-Russ sniped him. We got a game.
This is huge out of the Sonics. Roldiz, pass down. This is what we wanted the whole time. This is what we wanted the whole time. The infield passing from the Sonics, and they bring it out. That last shot from T-Corral was crazy. The pre-flip, perfect hit, upper 90.
Yeah.
Now Roldiz setting up the shot from J-Ruz.
And I always feel like those passes are deceptively hard, James, to, like, when you look at it on the replay, it's like, oh, okay, Roldiz had like an easy pass right down in front to J-Ruz, but it's like, no, dude, he still has to hit with pace, not too much pace, but also not too little pace. Otherwise, J-Ruz won't actually be in a spot to put power behind his shot. So like, Roldiz has to find the perfect finesse behind his touch. I told you, just put him in a spot and he'll redirect it correctly. That's all I wanted to say.
No, I mean, it's true. Based on the one goal that I saw this game from him.
And, not from the 4 previous. But, oh, nice stop. Great stop by Roldiz. James, just put him in the right spot, and he'll redirect it in the correct direction.
They're loving that upper 90. And you saw the dive. 2 players committing on that, and that was the perfect shot. Top corner, J-Ruz. That is a game from him so far.
He's had, I don't think J-Ruz has slowed down since the start of the match. He has done his part as far as I'm concerned. He's created a plethora of opportunities for Sonics in their losses, and he's created most of them here. But I'm skeptical that they can retain the lead. They've been uncomfortable on defense, and that's not the best touch for them, but it doesn't matter so long as they keep their third man clean and the ball doesn't blow behind them. They should have a victory here.
I think there's plenty of time left now for eUnited. However, an insurance goal would do wonders, and the pressure's looking good from the Sonics. Maybe they'll get another one. Oh my goodness. That demo was absolutely savage.
Oh, just get out of here. Like crushed, stomped. Your parts scattered all across the wall, James. The scrapyard heap, it is ripe for picking for the scrappers.
T. Corral was hunting him down on the wall, then jumped to get that demo. That's what you call asserting dominance.
Ooh, someone in chat put it best. Power demo. Yeah,
I like that too.
It's more so the mental power move you instill onto your opponent. Look at T. Corral. I'm sad you didn't hit that goal. It looked good, but now it's bad. Watch eUnited score with time left. Okay, it's over. My dream's over. I'm not gonna expand upon my thought any further, James. But Soniqs, I mean, this was exactly the return to form that they were looking for. They needed J-Russ to continue to perform. He has, but he was never the problem. Problem came in the follow-ups. Roldiz stepped up big time again.
Yeah, no, the passing was looking great. Roldiz was a key part of that as well. But the shots from T. Corral, you saw that shot that he put up for 90. J-Russ also a hat trick for him. It was a very good offensive game for the Soniqs, particularly in the shooting department, which is that's really what it's going to take to beat eUnited. And you see them shifting from earlier on in the series. The Soniqs were going for the rebound game. They were trying to get the backboard bounces, trying to get those balls bouncing right in front of net, off a poor clear or off a 50 that was in front of net. Now we're seeing them transition, getting more of those infield passes going, and it's working. And so the Soniqs, I think if they have any chance at winning this series, they're going to have to keep doing what they did this game, which is try to get the ball over to J-Russ, get it over to T. Corral in space so that they have a lane to take a hard shot on net, because they were blasting it, Jorby.
Yeah, they really were. I'm still nervous about the Soniqs defense, because eUnited are going to get plenty of chances for some consistent pressure again, and I don't think that they will find the net as averse. That's not the word I'm looking for, but as absent as they did. And I don't know. Like, I want to believe that Soniqs can do it, but it comes down to, like you said, yeah, finding the space for J-Russ and T. Corral. But I do think that Roldiz has to continue to find the gaps for these passes. Like, he might not be able to wow with the mechanics or create space with his mechanics, but he can certainly pick the open spots. This is a tough one on the turnaround. Yeah.
And this is Roldiz's fault here. You see the hit he gets right here? Very poor. Hit it right into the defenders. Allowed that to kick back. So that was a tough play. You just gotta win that 50. You gotta get the ball into a better spot than that, because you saw those defenders coming. So that was not the most ideal play by Roldiz. Soniqs have to pay the price. An early goal for eUnited, who are one game away from eliminating the Soniqs from this Summit event.
Yeah, it's slight hesitation at times. And it's the games where you haven't seen Roldiz hesitate a lot that Soniqs have had a clear advantage in. And maybe that makes me more of a believer in a shock-led Soniqs, James, that they would have the lead here against eUnited. Just with how they do perform when Roldiz is in the right spot, is making solid touches, but this is like a slingshot. It started real slow, vertical drop, and then boom, zooms forward. Look at this.
J-Russ is sitting there, spinning, does nothing, and then T. Corral just comes in and scoops it up. It's a sleight of hand play. You know, you look at this hand while the other comes in and steals your candy bar out of your pocket.
Yeah, you always want the opponent to think you're going all in on a pair, when in reality you have a royal flush. But why does this go in? Well, Ajax just got
Ajax
the flip.
is just too fast.
He's too fast.
He's too fast. Ajax, he beats all. And you saw J-Russ didn't think Ajax was going to get there first. Ajax is a speedy boy, though.
He is, isn't he? And he always seems to have his flip. Where is he getting all these flips, James?
He summons them.
Ajax, the flip summoner. Is flip summoner a title in game yet?
I don't know.
Someone call Art. I have an idea.
I heard that Lethamir got the cartographer title in game, though.
Did he actually get it?
That's what I heard.
Well, that's absolutely...
I saw a screenshot of it that looked legitimate.
Oh, I mean, they can fake those.
Yeah,
I tell you, I'll do research on my own, but this is what is going on in this corner?
Rocket League.
I want you to, next time we cast together on RLCS, I really want you to do that when I'm just like in one of those like really tense moments, like, what is going on here? And you're just like,
Rocket League.
what a redirect. Oh, look, calculated. We've always planned, James. Feed the ball to J. Russ. We can't let anyone else score. Come on.
And they're doing more of that, going for the rebounds. And that kicked off a defender right to J. Russ. Not a repeatable play. J. Russ was ready. If T. Carell passes that infield, J. Russ is there. So it was fortunate that ball kicked off right to J. Russ, but they're still in position to make the plays. So Soniqs, I wouldn't count them out just yet.
Not at all. Well, no boost on that play. And, oh, what a dump. Back down to Tristan. Good luck getting by T. Carell, though. See, this is where it really, this is where my big question is for Soniqs. Oh, well, no one from eUnited was around, so never mind. It's like, I felt like eUnited actually had them pushed pretty hard, but there was no midfield boost, so all of eUnited had retreated.
And that midfield boost can make you or break you, Jorby.
Yeah.
And the amount of times that I've been so sad for driving past it. Like, I've been missing so many corner and mid boosts lately.
Oh, dude, I know
And I've
your
seen
pain.
pros missing them too. Like, it's devastating.
It's a disease that plagues every rank, just like the ball hitting the back of your net. In this case, Sonic's net, and it's Ajax popping off this game. Look at that first touch.
He's the backboard reader. He's the backboard reader. He that was such a close quarters jump. He had to jump immediately.
The backboard librarian, maybe?
The backboard librarian. I like it.
That has wheels behind it, I think.
Is there a professional, is there a title for someone who's a professional reader? Like, is there
a professional
is that even a
reader?
job? Is there a professional reader?
I feel like a professional reader is probably a professional something else that just requires a lot of reading.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
Someone in
I
chat,
guess
bro.
that's what they call like book critics. Like book critics are technically professional readers, right?
I don't know. They don't really read though actively.
Well, they
out
do
loud.
read. Well, no, they don't read out loud. Well, what? You said reader, not speaker. Reading and speaking are two different skills.
It's true.
You know what else is a different skill than reading or speaking? Flip resets.
Oh, man.
Oh, I believe so hard. When those line up perfectly, a few other things feel better watching. Is it weird that you get like the residual satisfactory effects of watching a sick goal go in at this level? Like, it almost feels like you hit it, but you know, obviously you didn't. You just watched it go in, but it still feels really good. I don't know. That's how I feel.
I know. No, it's just the control. And Roldiz, big time goal. We're under a minute left to go. Roldiz started the series strong. Looks like he's going to end it strong. And this is another situation where the defense of eUnited, they give him another rebound chance.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they can't handle these touches. Like, they are pretty hard balls coming from Soniqs, but like nothing that they haven't been able to catch before. But it just keeps leaking out. And Soniqs caught him on the transition earlier too. So they're just finding gaps. And I'm trying to find where the leak really is in the rotation. Ajax has been playing really solid, but how often have I said Wonder Mike's name, or even Tristan's for that matter?
Could be in the carburetor.
Could be, or the radiator.
That's the one. That's the one I meant.
The
really
one that
know
I
anything
hate though
about
is the
car
catalytic
parts.
converter.
Yeah.
Very expensive. Look at this.
It's golden.
Oh, I thought he was going for the shot.
There's alpha boost in the catalytic converter.
Oh, is that how you know it's good? Is when the alpha boost comes out the back? Or are you saying? Oh,
Yep.
okay, yeah.
Oh, Wonder Mike.
I believed in it. OT? OT?
Let's see.
OT?
And we
Okay.
got it.
Okay. Oh man, Soniqs. This is just for Game 7. They really need this kickoff to not be disastrous. Oh, that's a tough job for Roldiz to handle the ball in the corner.
you
But
in
look
the
at him.
corner,
He
yeah.
won't even let him move.
There was 4 players in the corner right there. This is
Uh-oh.
dangerous.
T. Carell, no, he's not going to try to push too far, too fast. Needed some time for the rest of eUnited to get set. J-Russ was sitting on that corner booth. I'm not even sure if he got it. Oh, man, this is a pretty good look for eUnited, but it's a pot shot with all that space and everybody bunched up in net. Surprised they didn't go for the panic play and try to dribble it.
Yeah, that was looking scary there for the Soniqs. Giving some space to eUnited. Ooh, Ajax messed up that landing.
Might have been too slow anyway, either way. Soniqs were able to wrest control of the ball. And it got a sick double T. Corral.
I told you, there it is. Order fulfilled.
Oh,
T. Corral double tap coming up hot out of the fryer. Served fresh, never frozen. T. Corral double tap.
Oh, hit nothing but profit. That's just profit all day long. You know, James, I feel like this game is just, this match has been all eUnited. But like, we're going to game 7, and
Yeah,
these have all been close. I have to keep reminding myself, but like that game, even though United scored 3 goals, I don't remember any of them.
yeah, dude.
I'm
been a
serious. I don't
series.
remember a single eUnited goal.
This has been a series.
Yeah.
You know, the goals at times from the Soniqs, they refuse to give up. They're like Rocky Balboa, and they're getting punched around. We saw them get punched around quite a bit, but they're still fighting. And now they are 1 game away from delivering that knockout blow. And they've got Roldiz in here for shock. I immediately counted them out when I saw that their normal roster wasn't going to be starting. But Roldiz is fit in quite nicely, and it's really allowed J. Russ and T. Corral to have the space to shine as well.
Yeah, Roldiz is on the mission of regain some redemption for Roldiz after he kind of went on a bit of a journeyman's walk through a couple of teams, landing on one professional team for a little while, and then hasn't really found his way back to a starting role. It's been, you know, tumultuous. Obviously, he used to be on eUnited, but then even on Soniqs, it's been, well, you know, sometimes he's been getting probably more playtime than even he expected. So I've seen Roldiz in more than once for Soniqs due to one reason or another.
Yeah, the Soniqs roster has been pretty unstable. One of the most unstable in North American Rocket League. They made a lot of changes, using subs in for different players, looking for that right fit, which it seemed like they were starting to find it. But and I don't even know what the situation is for the sub, and that goal goes right down the center. Ajax. Why was this so open? Oh, double commit.
Oh, and the poor touch on top of it. Better in that situation if it just goes off to the corner, but
I mean,
yeah, way too far forward.
Even if
it's not
players
double.
there. Yeah, there was 2 players there. One was going to clear to the middle. The other would have cleared it up the side.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much always better to go up the side.
Now Soniqs, it took a while for them to actually get a lot of their goals. I think most of those goals were scored in the second half of game 6. But we'll see what happens here. T. Corral really trying to figure out his path to the ball there, and gets the 50. So now J. Russ, going to go back to the left side. And J. Russ, what are you doing? J. Russ, what are you doing?
Oh my goodness! The best way to prevent anyone from reading your game is to not know what the heck you're doing yourself.
Oh,
and
I
just
understand.
react. Raw instinct.
I understand the Twitch chat meme now. J. Russ has negative 700 ping. That's why I couldn't understand his movements there.
Well, honestly, that first fake to take it to a dribble was awesome. And then it just got away from him, and he was like,
and he just kept like trying to recover and move by it, and then he flipped by it by accident. He's like, whoops, sorry guys, let me just slot right back in behind the ball. All right, now I'm gonna score. He almost did.
he almost did. If he scored that, I would have said it was 100% intentional, and he outthought everyone.
I made you think for so long about what the heck was going on in midfield. You dropped your controller. I really want a pro one day to come out and be like, dude, he faked me so hard, I literally dropped my controller to the floor. Like, I'm waiting for that story to come out. It's got to come from a teammate too, right? No one would admit that, but their teammate would definitely rag him out for that.
I want to hear the player comms of the one where someone's smashing their desk.
I mean, nah, Turbo hasn't smashed his desk in a while. Who's the new desk smasher in RLCS?
I want to see
Arsenal does do it.
Desk.
Yeah, Jesse when he's playing.
The grand finals comms lose it. I want webcam too.
I can't wait for Arsenal to be at LAN again, because you know he's just gonna pop off. Speaking of popping off, nice save, J. Russ.
Clinging to this 1-goal lead.
Yeah, I feel like it's only a matter of time until J-Russ pops off.
Not the greatest touch. We've seen, oh my, that was a better touch. I was saying not the greatest touch on defense, followed up by Wonder Mike getting the double tap. Look at how perfect that is. And where is anyone on the backboard?
Dead.
Plus the demo?
Dead. He came back in net. He was like, yeah, that's just going to come down, and I'm going to save it. The demo didn't matter, but the other guy on the back wall, I wasn't sure who it was. I think it was T. Carell, but he was over in the corner before that play got pushed forward. He thought he had time to wrap the whole way back around.
You don't really see that free of a ball floating up in front of net. There was no one challenging the first touch or the second touch. It was all on Wonder Mike to not mess up that double tap. And his mechanics so consistent. He did not let his team down. Under a minute left to go. 2-goal lead for eUnited. It seemed like they were starting to stumble a bit, Jorby, but they're finishing strong.
I really want to see Soniqs make this close at the end because of that, James. They've had so many close pushes. J-Russ has looked phenomenal today. It would be criminal if they didn't at least make this competitive in the last minute, and they're throwing their cars at it for all that they're worth. Haven't broken through the line just yet. It's been pretty close with another clear from Wonder Mike, forced Soniqs back into the corner. Wow. I mean, you were never going to get that infield pass out. It was just shaded the whole time by eUnited, but here they might have a chance if they can get the read quick. But a touch, good for the pass. 2 committed from eUnited. They score with time left. You're good. But time keeps ticking away. Nobody from Soniqs can get there, James. And it's looking like eUnited have sneaked out of, or snuck out, if you will, of what was a lot closer than you might have expected with Roldiz in.
I went to Game 7. Roldiz, admirable performance, but it just was not good enough. eUnited clinch it in Game 7. And we saw some really good plays out of, I think even J-Russ and T. Carell. Roldiz had some good shooting, but man, we did see some highlight plays. But Wonder Mike and Ajax, they were the double tap kings.
Yeah, man.
They were the double tap kings. That flip reset double tap from Ajax was crispy.
I'd really like to see a J-Russ Wonder Mike 1v1 now. Like, it's not going to get much better for me for J-Bot Wonder Mike, but maybe I just like watching Wonder Mike play. Maybe that's my problem, James.
Yeah, well, Jorby, I've got 99 problems, and most of them are with my ranked teammates.
I thought you were going to say, and I wasn't one of them, and know I would have been really happy about that. But your ranked teammates, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
You got to throw this to break, my man. This is your job.
Am I throwing it? Oh, I thought you were throwing it. I'm sorry.
Right.
I've been used to you hosting. I would have sat here.
This is the worst throw to break. Actually, this is the second worst throw to break, because did you see the CJ one yesterday?
I did.
And we're back with Rocket League Summit 2, and I'm not even supposed to be hosting this, but we don't know where Daz went. Daz is gone. I don't know where he went, Jorby.
Daz?
Hello. Hello.
Oh, it's Daz the Claus.
I bring gifts.
Oh, he's got gifts.
Ooh, he's got the sack and everything. Oh my God.
I gotta see what this is.
So first off, we have the greatest gift of all, and it's a Monster energy drink. Big shout out to Monster for sponsoring this event, keeping us fueled throughout all the action. Much love to them. But also, I have something else.
Yeah?
It's a W.
Wait,
it's going to eUnited.
Oh, he pulled out the
Dude, you can see the lines where the stock photo was. It's a stock. Look at he printed out a stock photo.
Don't look at that part. But it said, look at some highlights while we break down the action. Guys, it went to a 7-game series against the Susquehanna Soniqs. We're going to start with Jorby. Jorby, how do you feel about this performance?
I'm feeling merry as can be after that whole segment, but I felt great about eUnited's performance. I actually thought Soniqs performed about as well as you could have expected with Shock being out and Roldiz being in. But Wonder Mike continues to impress, and Ajax in the back half of this match was putting in hard shot after hard shot, and he could not miss when he was behind the ball.
Dazarin, did you know Roldiz was going to be playing today?
No.
Oh, I thought you
I
did
should-
know. Wait, so you lied?
Why wouldn't he tell you? If you guys are,
Yeah, don't you game?
What kind
Yeah, we
of
do
what
game.
kind of comms do you have if you didn't even know that?
Yeah.
You know, we like to keep each other on our toes. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It's actually, you know, I knew
Oh.
when Rodis jumped in that he still had it because we've been playing a lot of tournaments together, and that's why I got the pink SSL title. It's been me, him, and either T-Bates or Stokely, and we always pop off. So I knew once he got into the game, you know,
Still has it.
eUnited, you know.
He was scoring goals.
Yeah,
He
he was.
was.
Look at
I
him.
mean, you even see that goal in the highlight. He was in the right place, the right time, positioning. I think that was always something Roldes was really good at, was having the good positioning. And there were some big goals. That double tap from T. Carell in overtime. But Ajax was hitting very important shots in some key moments. Same with Wonder Mike.
Dude, and J Russ, man, I know J Russ can't be feeling the best right now because you don't put on a performance in a match like J Russ does and lose that often. Like how often did we see him like create plays all by himself and beat 2.5 defenders to set a play up?
Yeah, and that's sometimes just what it takes. You got to be able to catch that ball, whip it around defenders, and then go for rebounds. We did see a lot of the Soniqs doing that, but United also was giving the Soniqs a bunch of chances on defense. The touches weren't the best. There were a few goals where they had mistouched it right to a Soniqs player that resulted in a goal. But overall, I think United is pretty happy that they got the win here. A win's a win. You get more prize pool money moving up in the ranks, but I still think they have things to figure out because Rogue is not going to be an easy opponent.
You know, they do. They may have stuff to figure out, but there's one person on eUnited I can never figure out, and it's Tristan. I think we have him here for an interview. So let's try to bring him in. If we do, I think we do. Tristan, hello. Wait a second. Hold on. Tristan, you are stuck
Dude, you're in the dark.
shadows.
How is it so
You play
dark?
like this?
Yeah, I mean, you know, just being a Clang Lord, you just gotta sit in the dark all day and play.
What in the world? I mean, I guess so. You know what I'm saying? When you're hitting clangs like you know,
Yeah.
but like,
Can we just change his name tag to Prince of Darkness down there? Like,
Try to open it up a little bit.
a little
he
bit,
wore
get
the
some
white
light
shirt
in there.
so we can see him because he's hidden otherwise.
Okay, all right. Now, because we got to see that merch, you know, we got to see
Yeah.
that
You know what I'm
merch. you're
saying? Big
rocking.
shout out to the
Yeah.
merch.
Use code
Is that
Tristan, by the way, 10% off, 15%
Woo.
off.
How do you spell that?
I'm not sure. It's on my Twitter.
He said you got to go to the Twitter to find out. But we're going to you right now to find out about the series. How did that series against Soniqs feel for you?
Felt pretty good. I shotgunned the monster before the game, so I was, you know, kind of shaky. So, you know, it caused a lot of poor touches on defense series on me. I made a lot of poor defensive touches, but we made out with the dub.
Yeah, you guys have been finding ways to win. You guys have a lot of close series. It seems like no matter who you're playing, you guys find a way to make it close. But this series against Rogue is going to be tough. What do you think your guys are going to have to do well in order to get the win against Rogue?
I think shutting down first killer. I think you know, he turned 16. He's a little bit younger than most of us, so we don't got the reaction times in. But I think if we can shut him down, we should be able to win.
Just demo him. Just
Yep.
demo him a ton.
Tristan, let's be honest. Who would you clap harder, Space Station or Rogue? I'm not gonna ask you if you think you're gonna win. You know you think you're gonna win. Who are you gonna clap the hardest?
That's that's a tough question. They're both really good teams, but I'm gonna say Rogue. It's Rogue.
Yeah.
My bad, Rogue.
Oh man, it's getting hot in here. Or maybe it's just all the clothes I got on.
He
I'm
just
not
called
sure.
Rogue. He called him Rogue. Do you catch
Tristan-
that, Daz?
Yeah, I did. I heard it. I gotta
Oh,
check
man.
my list now after that. It's some not nice activity going on. But Tristan,
Rogue's social media guy is going to be furious about
yeah, but
this.
eUnited is gonna be loving it. He's loving life right now. And Tristan, I wish you the best of luck in your matches. Guys, that was Tristan from eUnited. Thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna cut to a short break, and then we're gonna be right back with some more BTS Rocket League. Stay tuned.